Hey everybody, welcome to Book Talks with Miss Thomas. I have just finished a couple of audiobooks and I'm in the middle of reading an ARC book, which is about to be released. ARC is Advanced Reading Copy, and that book is going to be released next week. So if you want to hear about those things, stay tuned. Donovan is killing it. Is a hilarious book. I really enjoyed it a lot. I got it from the library. I got the audio version on my Libby app and it was fantastic. And I had no idea really what to expect going into it. I thought it was mostly going to be a mystery. The description said it was the story of an author who is describing a book idea to her editor, her publisher, her agent, maybe? It was her agent. An author is discussing a book idea with her agent when somebody mistakes her for a contract killer. And so I thought, well, that's what it was going to be about. And it was about that, but it was so much more than that. It was really great. It was maybe one of my favorite books this year. This woman, Finlay Donovan, is going through a divorce. Of course, her husband is big fat jerk face to her. He's horrible. She's headed for a meeting with her agent when she finds out that the husband fired the nanny. So she has to ask the husband to watch the kids so she can go meet with the agent, and it's all just a hot mess. And so she gets to the meeting with the agent. She's late, she's a wreck, and someone overhears the conversation, and she's talking about how she's writing a book about a killer, but someone overhears it and thinks that she's a contract killer. Well, that's just the very beginning, but there's so many other things. So Finlay Donovan then starts snooping into this person that she's been accidentally misunderstood to contract to kill, and the guy turns out to be a big fat jerk face like the ex-husband, and of course the ex-husband's having an affair with another mean lady. All these characters are just so very colorful. And my favorite dynamic in the book was Finlay's relationship with the nanny, because she and the nanny end up joining forces and trying to sort of carve out their own justice in the world of Finlay Donovan and Vero, the nanny. It was really great. And it was a lot of funny things. There were some cute scenes with kids, because the nanny and Finlay's kids. There was a mafia little subplot going because the person that Finlay was contracted to kill is a mobster, and the mobster's wife wants him dead. And so she gives out Finlay's name as this great contract killer to other women in the mafia. And so Finlay's chasing around after this guy, and then the mafia people are chasing around after her. And then the agent is trying to get this book idea. And it was just one thing after another. And it was really great. It was a domino effect of just comedy. Highly recommend. Finlay Donovan is killing it. Another hot audiobook that I listened to this summer very recently is Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I really loved Beach Read, so I was looking forward to Book Lovers, and it didn't quite meet my expectations. It was very good. I liked some aspects of it, but I don't think it was as good as Beach Read. So I will tell you though, Book Lovers is the story of Nora, and Nora is a literary agent also. So that's just a coincidence that the two books I read recently or listened to recently had to do with literary agents. But Nora is a literary agent, and her sister convinces her to go with her on a vacation to this like town in the middle of nowhere that was the setting for a book that Nora promoted. And Nora goes to this town with her sister for a getaway, and she runs into this guy Charlie, who is, I believe, an editor, and he's also her nemesis. Nora and Charlie hate each other. So kind of like Beach Read, you get the idea. These two hate each other, but they are going to fall in love. And come to find out, Charlie is in his hometown taking care of his father. And so one thing I did like was that the character of Charlie, he was sleeping in his childhood bed, which was a car bed. So this idea of this grown man, a New Yorker, in this car bed, I thought that was a little bit funny. And I enjoyed the relationship that Nora had with her sister. So Nora and her sister are on this vacation together, and Nora is fiercely protective of her sister because, come to find out, I guess their father left and the mother died when they were young, and so Nora got custody of her younger sister. And then you find out Nora gave up a lot of things along the way of her career so that she could parent her younger sister. I didn't like the romance. There was a little bit too much heaving in the book for my taste, and there was a lot of not a lot, there were at least 2 really emo conversations, oh, Nora, you're this and that. No, I'm not. I didn't really care for that. So I did like a lot about it, though. I don't want to be overly critical because I certainly couldn't write a book that good, but I did enjoy the relationship between Nora and her sister, but I thought the romance was just a little too thick. And while I'm being overly honest about the books that I read, I also am about to DNF Death of a Green-Eyed Monster by MC Beaton. I'm having a hard time getting into it. It's also an audiobook, and it's in Scotland, and it's the story of this Scottish constable, I think, and he falls in love with this young, beautiful detective or constable or police officer that's been assigned to his beat. The 2 of them are police partners, and he's just, so taken with her. And then there's some other characters. There's this kind of rude, brusque other police supervisor with this wife who is very I don't know, she seems to know how to handle him. It says that she's from the streets. I don't know, what her past is. I don't know. I listened to 2 hours of it yesterday, and I'm just having a really hard time getting into it. So I think I'm going to DNF that one. All right, so the good news is, if I'm going to DNF that particular book, I just received notification today that The House Across the Lake is available. So I'm going to go ahead and snatch that one up and read that, and haven't started it yet, so I don't know what to tell you. I want to go ahead and post this video, though, so that I can return the Finlay Donovan, because there's a list of people waiting, and get started on The House Across the Lake. And I also wanted to tell you just very quickly, I'm also reading Murder at the Blueberry Festival. I want to make sure. It's an ARC book, and it comes out next week. It comes out July 26th, I believe, and it's very good. So I wanted to at least mention it before it comes out. I'll do a full review hopefully next week. But since the publisher was kind enough to give me the book before release date, I want to mention it. And it is called Murder at the Blueberry Festival by Darci Hannah. And I did begin yesterday, and that is the story of Lindsay Bakewell and her dog. And Lindsay lives in a lighthouse on Lake Michigan in this really quaint small town. Her parents are snowbirds, she calls them. They live nearby, and they help out with the bakery. The mom used to be a fashion model, and she has a line of clothes that she sells with Lindsay's best friend. And Lindsay bakes all these wonderful blueberry treats, and so there's some wonderful descriptions of blueberry pie and blueberry muffins. And Lindsay has this boyfriend who is a Navy SEAL, or I guess he was, and he has a group of veterans that he gets together with at her bakery, and they, I guess, trade horror stories from their times at war and sort of support each other. So I'm not sure if that will be a major part of the novel or not, because like I say, I just began it. But there's this festival that's taking place, and there's a prankster who causes all these bizarre pranks to occur. So far, no one's been killed, but there's just been some sabotage. I just got to a really disturbing passage where there was a blueberry pie eating contest, and a bunch of mice came out of the pies, and of course upset everyone. And obviously there was no contest, because who's going to eat a pie after a mouse ran out of it? So anyway, the reason I'm a little slow at reading those is because I didn't realize when I signed up with NetGalley that they're all digital copies, and I'm an old lady. I'll show you my glasses. I mean, they're just, you can't, they're tinted in the sun, so you can't really, I look weird, I know, outside, but I don't like to read things online because my eyes are just not as strong as they used to be. So that's why I'm so delayed in getting to that particular book, but I will read it and give a review hopefully next week. But so far I'm really enjoying it, and so I want you to be on the lookout for that one too. So there you have it. That's 5 books that I've got going on right now for this month of July. And I hope you're out there reading too and having a wonderful summer so far. And I will be in touch next week. Bye for now.